I always like to start off by laying down a Prep and Prime Invisible Eye Base. And I go in and I do my eyebrows. I like to put the base all over from the lid to the brow because it helps the eyebrow pencil and any eye products glide on a whole lot easier. So I'm just penciling in using the Refi Brow Pencil in the shade Medium. Her brows have a really nice shape, and I don't really like to overdraw or restructure the brow. I just kind of like to fill in the natural brow to where it doesn't have any harsh lines or demarcation or anything like that. So I'm just going in and I'm filling those brows in. As you notice, I'm not doing the meticulous drawing and tracing and stenciling or whatever you may call it of the brow. I'm just keeping it real simple and real natural. Now I'm going in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel to set her brow hairs in place. I'm following up with some concealer. This is NC50 mixed with NC45 Prolonged Wear Concealer by MAC Cosmetics. I mix these two together because a lot of times your natural, well, your eyelid is usually a little lighter than the rest of your face. She's a true NC50 around the perimeter of her face and everywhere else, but her lids are a little lighter. So I mix the two concealers together to get a true skin tone match for her. And I use a 212 to go under the brows just to give it some definition. Not a whole lot. Like I said earlier, I didn't want to necessarily trace the brow out. I just wanted to give it just a natural feminine pop. So I am going to go in on both sides with the concealer. And what I like to do, I like to let my concealer set for a while before I blend it, because what happens if you let liquid concealer, if it doesn't stick too long and you start to blend it, sometimes you can push it into the eyebrow. So what I'm doing, I'm just letting it kind of dry out a little bit, and then I'll go in and fill in other sparse areas and gradually just make that brow pop. And I'm going in on the tail end of her concealer with the NC45, not mixed with the NC50, and that is giving her a highlight. Now I'm going in with a 286 blending brush, and I'm just using circular and windshield wiper motions, and I'm moving very quickly with this brush because I want to cover as much area as fastly as possible, as quickly as possible. So the concealer did dry out a little bit, just like I wanted. And as you can see, it blends a lot easier. When the concealer is too wet, it takes a long time to blend, and it gets cakey and it creases. So now I'm going in with the Makeup by Mario, and I'm mixing the nude 7, 8, and 9. And I'm just getting an all-over natural neutral color for her. She wanted something very subtle, and I wanted to give her a neutral eye look that was really close to her skin tone. And being the fact that we are not doing a lot of detailing when it comes to the eye makeup, I'm not necessarily going heavy in with the creases or cut creases or anything like that. Our goal is to get the product on the lid and then blend as we go. So the palette that I'm using, this is the Makeup by Mario neutral matte palette. I think that's what it's called, or matte neutrals or whatever. It's the only palette that he has at the moment that has all matte neutral shades in it. It can be found at Sephora or Makeup by Mario online, and it is definitely one of my favorite palettes. I actually purchased two of them, one for personal use and one for use in my kit, because it is just such a essential palette. Even if you have a lot of neutral palettes, this is that one palette where it completely makes sense to buy the palette. And even though some of the shades in it are light, you can still mix and match the shades to where you can create any neutral color that you want, because it has those basics in there. Now I'm going in with a soft and gentle mineralized skin finish, and I am like very lightly, as you can see, using a very light hand, highlighting towards the tear duct of her eye. And this is because she has such a neutral shade on the lid that I want to give it a little definition and bring a little light towards the tear duct of her eye. You don't want to go too heavy with the skin finish, because what happens, it almost looks like you got something like stuck on the corner of your eye. So you want to make sure that you use a light hand when doing so. And what I find is that the cheeky bronze, did I say cheeky bronze or did I say soft? Well, I'm using cheeky bronze. It works perfectly for her. Now I'm using one of my favorite eyeliners. This is the e.l.f. makeup eyeliner. It's the Jen Atkins. And now I'm going in with the another favorite eyeliner of mine. This is my go-to liquid eyeliner. This is the MAC 24-hour brush stroke eyeliner in brush black. It has a brush tip, not a felt tip. It's very easy to apply. It's kind of goof proof. It lasts 24 hours and it's very forgiving for those who are not comfortable with liquid eyeliner and who make plenty of mistakes. So that is what I'm using to line her upper lid. And she doesn't want a wing, so we're just going to do just a nice eyeliner. Now I'm going in with some glue, just kind of fixing some of her lash extensions because she already has lashes. So I'm just fixing a couple of areas that needed to be touched up. That is it. That's all on that part. Now, this is the trick when it comes to making the skin glow. I already let her sit under a steamer, as well as applied the MAC Softening Lotion. Now I'm going in with this Farsali, it's like dewy skin drops. And you want to massage it into the skin. Not just rub it, you want to actually massage it into the skin and warm that skin up. And the next thing I like to do is take the Smashbox Primer Oil, and I go in and I massage that into the skin as well, because skin has a natural glow of its own, especially when skin is in a really healthy condition. It has this natural radiance. Now I'm going in with the Prolong Wear Waterproof Foundation. This is a satin finish foundation in NC50. And this foundation has been diluted with a little bit, just one drop of the MAC Essential Oils. And that is to help the foundation glide and melt into the skin a lot better, as well as look like natural skin. So the key is to not just leave foundation as is and apply it. Sometimes you have to become a mixologist and mix in those oils and those serums to give the foundation a light skin glow. Not light skin, like skin glow. And as you can see, as I'm blending that foundation in, it doesn't even look like I'm putting foundation on her, because again, it just has a light skin finish. And I am taking my angled, I think this is my angled cheek brush from Smashbox, one of my favorite brushes. They no longer make these. I haven't been able to find them anywhere. So if y'all know where I can find them, please put them in the comment box. I would be eternally grateful, because I need to stock up on these brushes if there's somewhere I can find them. And as you can see, her skin is glowing. And that is because of that softening lotion that I use as a primer, as well as having her sit under a steamer. And most important, her very detailed skincare routine. I love foundations. I love makeup just like the next person. However, skincare is the best thing you could do for yourself. Your skin is your largest organ on your body. It protects everything within. You take care of the skin, the makeup takes care of itself. Now, I'm not adding anything to the brush. I'm just gradually blending some of the product that's left behind down her neckline. I'm doing this to where it doesn't look like she has a line of demarcation. Even though the foundation blends perfectly with her skin, you never can be too safe. So now I'm going in with a concealer. I'm using some NC45. And this particular formula that I'm using is the Studio Fix concealer, the smooth wear concealer. And I'm highlighting around the sides of the lip. And the reason why I do this with a brighter concealer is it gives the lip a very nice lift and a really pretty pout that is just amazing. And it also masks those smile lines. Now I'm going in with that concealer and I'm going around the sides of her nose and the sides of her eyes. As you notice, I'm not going all the way under the eye with the concealer. It's not really necessary because it's an overusage of the product. It also creates additional creasing and caking, and it takes away from the makeup looking like it's your skin. So you can get the same effect just by different product placement. And I'm also highlighting on her forehead. And this concealer is not significantly lighter. It's just a little bit lighter. You don't want to go 2-3 shades lighter. It gives it a very ghostly effect. It looks good on camera, but it don't look good in person. My makeovers, I want my clients to look good in person. A lot of these moments that they're experiencing in life, these aren't do-overs, especially with COVID-19. Just the fact that they can even have an event is a miracle. So these aren't do-overs. And always keep that in mind with your clients. These are weddings, these are proms, these are graduations, these are baby showers. If they're trusting you and they're coming to you for their special day, it is your duty to make sure that they have the most beautiful and memorable look ever. So I'm blending in all of those concealers just to give her a subtle highlight. And as you can see with the products that I use to prime the skin, it's just blending into the foundation like butter. And I'm using this, it is a Real Techniques. I want to say it's a little small contour brush. And Real Techniques has really good brushes. If you're starting out as a makeup artist and you don't necessarily have much money, it's okay to do the Real Techniques brushes. You'll have them for a very long time. Now I'm using a pressed powder by Bobbi Brown. This is a orange pressed powder. And this powder is very, very sheer. And the thing that I love about this powder is the fact that it doesn't give a lot of color. It just is just enough to set the face and also bring a little life back into the skin. So this is one of my go-to powders, especially for women of color. I'm just setting all over her face, and I'm gonna go back in with MAC Studio Fix powder in the shade NC47. Now, she is a true NC50. However, with MAC, the NC47 Studio Fix powder is significantly deeper than the NC50 powder. I don't understand it. I never have. I never will. But the NC47 Studio Fix powder works amazing on her skin. As you can see, I am just blending around the perimeter and any areas that I just want to bring that concealer and that foundation together, I'm doing so. Now I'm going in with the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer, and I think this is their deepest shade. I think this is shade number 3 or maybe 4, I'm not sure. But this bronzer has a very cool tone to it, so I'm actually able to contour with it, and I'm using the same brush that I use to apply her other powders. You do not have to use a million brushes. You will hate yourself if you use 1,000 brushes. I'm just letting you know, okay? And I'm going in and I'm just carving under her jawline just to bring that definition back to her face. And you don't have to do the heavy contour. Remember, we want this to look like skin, my friend. So I'm just lightly, ever so softly, oh so sexily, applying the bronzer. And I'm going around her hairline as well. Now I'm going in with NARS Exhibit A blush. This is a red blush. Do not be afraid. A key to making your makeup look like skin, believe it or not, is blush. A lot of people are afraid of blush because they're afraid of picking the wrong shade and over applying. But fear not. With the right type of brush and the right type of light-handed application, you can apply a blush and it looks very natural. Keep in mind, skin has natural undertones. When you smile or when you feel nervous or when you feel flirty, you're going to turn warm, reds, oranges, pinks. So blushes are a necessity to make your makeup look like skin. Now I'm going in with her lip products. I'm using Chestnut Lip Liner, which is my go-to. And I am going in a little more detailed. I'm kind of going in further on the lip with the lip liner because I want the lip to have just a really nice, cute lip pout. I mean, her lips are already perfect, but I still wanted to just kind of give a little more detail with that chestnut liner. And she's gorgeous. Her features are amazing. So now I'm just going in on the Cupid's bow and the upper lip with the chestnut lip liner. And I'm leaning that liner to the side to where I can cover more area quickly. And I already primed her lips. She already has Prep and Prime lip on. It's already melted into the lip. So it's just much easier for that pencil to glide on the lip. Always, always, always use a lip primer. It's going to help the lip product wear longer, a lot smoother, and it's going to make your job as an artist a lot easier because the products are just going to glide on and it's going to save time. And in our field, time is money. Now I'm going in with this new luster glass lipstick called Mars to Your Venus. On the tube, it looks like it would be too light, but since it's a sheer color, it is the perfect nude for her. She prefers a nude lip, and this color with chestnut, it has a little peachy undertone to it, so it gives the lip just a soft hint of color. It's very moisturizing, it has a glossy finish, and it's very comfortable to wear. So I just sent this tube with her. She is a regular client of mine. And a lot of my regular clients, especially if there's a certain lip color that they like, I would just usually just have an extra tube for them and send it with them. Now I'm spraying her with some setting sprays. And my final step is mascara. I always do my mascara last because there's nothing worse than doing mascara and then setting spray and then now your mascara is like running. So I do that last, and I like to use a metal, keyword metal lash groomer, and it separates the lashes perfectly. These are the final results. She was kind of pressed for time, so we didn't have enough time to do a video. But I took some pictures. Excuse the background. I had all my makeup products in my dining area. But yes, this is the final look. So hopefully you like. Make sure you subscribe.